Come on people, another round of news starting here now with all the updates about our Washington Commanders. Fast, direct and no-nonsense information. If you're new, sign up now and make sure you won't miss anything from the team. And don't forget to leave a like, so I can continue posting here on the channel. Next, to start with the updates. Sometimes in life, you have to hold your hands up and say you were wrong. I feel like that time has arrived when it comes to Washington Commanders cornerback Marshon Lattimore. With the Commanders further ahead in year one of their rebuild than even the brightest optimist envisaged, General Manager Adam Peters made a bold move to acquire Lattimore via trade from the New Orleans Saints before the 2024 deadline. The compensation was steep, but the front office leader thought this would provide Joe Witt Jr.'s defense with the shutdown presence it needed in the secondary. Lattimore wasn't healthy upon joining the Commanders. He missed all but 2 games in the regular season and was a shell of his old self when on the field. Peters gave him the benefit of the doubt, hoping that a full off-season to heal and pick up the defensive scheme would have the desired effect. The former Ohio State standout looked explosive and athletic throughout the summer. That renewed hope among the fanbase, but it didn't take long for the cracks to show during the regular season. Lattimore is being burned almost constantly downfield, and he doesn't have the burst or anticipation to keep up these days. Instead of being a lockdown corner, Lattimore is perceived as a weak link that opposing offensive targets. It's been a recipe for success too, which reared its ugly head once again during the player's latest disastrous outing against the Dallas Cowboys in Week 7. Whether it was giving up big completions in key moments or infuriating defensive pass interference penalties, Lattimore just wasn't up to the required standard. His comical collision with safety Quan Martin left fans shaking their heads in disbelief. It was a microcosm of everything wrong with the Commanders' defense right now, and something must be done. Peters has a big decision to make. He could ride it out with Lattimore the rest of the way before coming to a conclusion about his future beyond 2025. He could also cut his losses and attempt to get something back in return for the 4-time Pro Bowler before the trade deadline. It wouldn't be much, and one also has to wonder if there would be any interest based on its current performance levels. I was wrong about Lattimore. So it was Peters, and the Commanders are paying a heavy price. Comment below. Changing the subject, Washington Commanders have had a pretty tough week. After suffering a last-second loss to the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football in Week 6, the team has been dealt a slew of tough injury updates ahead of their Week 7 action. The most important of the bunch involves wide receivers Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, and Noah Brown, who have all been ruled out for the Commanders ahead of this game. With these 3 guys all inactive, that's going to make life much more difficult for Jayden Daniels under center, as he will be relying on several backups to get open for him in the passing game. Ahead of the team's upcoming action, though, they finally received some good injury news regarding veteran tight end Zach Ertz. The Commanders' offense has been pretty beat up for the majority of the 2025 campaign. McLaurin has already missed several games, and now Samuel will miss his first. Daniels has also missed time under center, and running back Austin Ekeler suffered a torn Achilles tendon in Week 2. As a result, several more unheralded players have been forced to step up. One of those guys has been Ertz, who has battled through injuries to play in every game so far this season. Acting as a security blanket for Daniels in the air, Ertz has 20 receptions for 192 yards and 3 touchdowns, with his impact being somewhat limited thanks to the fact that opposing defenses can give him more attention with several of these other big-name players missing time. Ertz was also on the injury report throughout the week, as he's been dealing with shoulder and calf injuries that threw his status up in the air. With their top 3 wide receivers out, the Commanders have been hoping for good news on Ertz throughout the week, and they finally got it ahead of the game, as reports indicate the 3-time Pro Bowler is expected to play in this one. Getting Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt going on the ground could be the key for the Commanders, but when Daniels airs the ball out, you can bet he's going to be looking Ertz's way early and often. If Daniels can get into a rhythm, and the defense can at least limit the Cowboys' high-powered offense, they could end up earning their 4th win of the year. Kickoff for this important NFC East clash is scheduled for 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday afternoon. Send the chat below in the comments. Next, updated news arriving. To close the information, the Washington Commanders are running out of healthy wide receivers heading into their Week 7 matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. The team will be without Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel, their 2 top receivers, and Noah Brown remains on injured reserve. That leaves just 4 active receivers on the roster: Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore, Jalen Lane, and Robbie Chosen. It's far from an ideal situation as the Commanders try to stay in the NFC East race. McLaurin has missed 3 straight games with a quad injury, and Samuel is still dealing with a bruised heel that limited him against the Chicago Bears in Week 6. Brown hasn't played since Week 2 against the Green Bay Packers, and after weeks of uncertainty, the Commanders finally placed him on injured reserve. The injuries have forced General Manager Adam Peters to search for quick fixes, and this week he found one in former first-round pick Treylon Burks. Washington signed Burks to the practice squad after bringing him in for a visit. Burks was drafted number 18 overall by the Tennessee Titans in 2022 as a potential replacement for A.J. Brown. But injuries and inconsistent play limited his production, and the Titans moved on earlier this season. Washington's decision to sign him is a low-risk move meant to add depth to an offense that's running out of options. Comment below. I want to hear your opinion. Hey Commanders, thanks for watching. Did you like the video? Like it and subscribe to the channel. It's very important that we're together. Thanks for everything, and let's go, Commanders!